So tomorrow I'm heading out for the Tetons and Yellowstone for 3 weeks for primarily wildlife and a little bit of landscape photography. I get a lot of questions on this all the time, especially when I do bigger trips like this. What kind of gear am I taking? How am I packing? And you know, those kind of logistical stuff. So my gear is a little bit different than anything I've ever done before because I have a couple of new things. So we'll start there. We'll start with the new gear and what I'm looking forward to and how I'm planning on using it. The first thing, it's this guy right here. So this is the OM1 Mark II with their new 50-200 f2.8. So I'm really stoked on having that. The lens isn't mine, but the camera body is mine. Hopefully the lens will be mine soon, so I'll keep you guys updated on that. I just did my first video with that lens if you want to check it out if you're curious about it. Some awesome birding in southeast Arizona for some pretty rare birds. Suffice it to say that I'm really stoked to try this out, it being a 2.8, and just seeing how well this lens can, and this camera body together, can handle some of the low light stuff that I know that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to push it hard. You know, I'm going to be out there an hour before sunrise looking for elk and bears and, you know, stuff like that. So I'm going to push this hard, and I'm really curious to see how it's going to do. I'm also really stoked to have this tiny little setup, which is equivalent to a 100 to 400 on like some hikes and stuff. I'm planning to do some pretty longer, more arduous hikes, and I think that setup is going to be great for that. I am also going to bring this. This is the 100 to 400 Mark II for the OM system, and this is great as a walk around wildlife lens, especially because you're getting that 800 millimeter effective focal length. It's a bit slower. It's obviously not 2.8. I think it's 6.3 at the long end, but it's still a really great lens. I've had this for a while. This is my lens. I own it. I've pushed this pretty hard too, and I've been pretty happy with it. I'll be honest, I'm not really going to probably use this lens at all for the trip, but because I'm going for a meetup and because I'm going with friends and a workshop style thing, I know there's going to be other people who are going to want to try this whole system and try things out. So I'm going to bring some extra gear from both of my systems just to let people use and play with, because it's just not every day that people get to experience a lot of gear. And if I have it, I'm always happy to share with it, especially on workshops and meetups and stuff like that. And then of course I will be bringing the teleconverters. Look how tiny these are. Isn't that amazing? 1.4 and 2x OM system teleconverters. Mostly I'll be using those teleconverters on this guy on the 50 to 200. So I think that'll be nice to make it a lot more versatile. Okay, so the bag that I'm going to pack my OM stuff, and then I'm also going to use, I'm bringing 2 different bags, camera bags, that are the bag that I'm going to be using for this and for like either landscape or like hiking style stuff. So that's going to be this guy. This is my Shimoda Action X V2, the 25 liter version. And I just have a small core unit in there. So that bag's absolutely perfect for like day hikes and stuff where I need to carry a little bit of camera gear, and I'm gonna be carrying a lot of food because you guys know I love my snacks and my tea. Some rain gear, stuff like that. Tetons, fall, you know, so hopefully probably it'll rain or snow a little bit. Definitely hoping for snow. That bag is great for just little day hikes and stuff where I don't need a lot of gear, and it's light and it's super comfortable. The Shimoda bags, like I said, this isn't sponsored by anybody. OM System, Shimoda, nobody is sponsoring this video. This is just the stuff that I use and that I trust and I believe in. And I can tell you, as a guy who has a lot of camera bags, the Shimodas are by far the most comfortable bags. And I've made some recent upgrades to my Shimoda bags, but that's a separate video. But the point is, the Shimoda bags are the most comfortable that I have, and they're the ones that I always want to use. All right, so let's talk about the Canon gear next. So the first thing I'm bringing is my favorite. This is the 500 f4 Mark II version, and I just got this new Roland Pro cover. I made a video about that. I took it out just to play with it and put it on and everything, and got some really great cactus wrens and some desert birds and stuff. If you're into just watching some chill birding videos, that was pretty good. So this will be my main rig for Canon, and then to go with that, I'm filming on the R5 Mark II right now, but that'll be the body on the Canon. So I'm also going to bring this. This is the RF 100 to 400, and I just absolutely love this lens. It's just super compact. I mean, I can literally put this in a jacket pocket. Admittedly, I have big jacket pockets. It's so small, it's so light. Why would you ever not have this in your bag if you have it? And I do. Again, though, admittedly, I probably won't be using this because I will have this guy, which is also a 100 to 400 effectively, except that this is 2.8 and this is 400 at f8. So this is a lot slower than this, at least in terms of light gathering, you know, that sort of thing. I'm not talking about depth of field. I know everybody loves to complain about micro four thirds and depth of field equivalency. I understand, I get it, I promise. I digress. I'm taking this again because I know on the trip there are going to be some people who are going to want to mess around with this, or are going to want to try it, or if anyone needs it because they don't have a longer lens or anything like that, then this will just be there kind of in the bag in case anyone needs it. Second body, I like to bring my little R8, and this thing is absolutely wonderful because it has the same sensor as my R6 Mark II. I say mine, it's the R6 Mark II is technically Camera Lady's, so I can't bring that because she's not coming, and she has her own photo business to run and her own stuff to do. So I have the R8, but I actually prefer this as a backup body anyways because it's smaller, it's lighter. If I ever want to do just super ultra minimal hiking, but still think I'm going to do some wildlife and stuff, then you put these two together and you have an insanely capable yet very portable, tiny, lightweight travel wildlife kit, and I just absolutely love that. So again, there might be people out there who don't have Canon or don't have this stuff, and I'm going to let them use any of this stuff that I'm not using. So I also really love the R8 for doing like time lapses and stuff like that. That adds a lot to my B-roll, and also I sell my time lapses, so anytime I can do time lapses, this is a great body for that. And it's also great for landscape too, just straight up landscape. I still do a lot of landscape with this because if I know that I'm going to hike but I don't know what I'm going to see and don't want to take anything big, then you know, I don't need IBIS for landscape. I couldn't care less. This will definitely get the job done. So regarding landscape, I'm also going to be taking this. This is my 16 to 35 f4. This is like just tried and true, you know, tank of a lens. Absolutely wonderful for landscape, so never go anywhere without a wide angle like that. And then I will also be bringing this guy. This is my RF 24 to 70 f2.8. This is a chonkers tank of a lens. I really don't like taking it out anymore, but I won't be hiking with this. This is technically Camera Lady's too, but she's letting me take it. She's not letting me take her RF 70 to 200, the f4, which is like one of my favorite lenses ever made, because that's also coincidentally her favorite lens ever made, so she uses that the most. But she is letting me take the 24-70. I'm taking it mostly again because some of the people don't have like a wide angle, so I'm going to let them use one of them, either the 16 to 35 or this, and I'll use, you know, whatever. But I'm not planning on hiking with this. This is just going to kind of hang out in the bag, live in the car, that kind of thing. But it is nice to have. I also like doing astro with this. It's a great lens. 2.8's wonderful. All right, and the bag that the Canon stuff is going in, that's this guy. This is my Shimoda Explore V2. That's the 35 liter. So that fits all of the Canon gear And the Explorer series is technically the most comfortable bag that I've ever had. The Action X is a close second, but it's just not quite as comfortable because the straps are a little different. And I have videos on all those bags if you care about bags at all, but that's what I'm taking bag-wise. Oh, and then for filters, I'm taking these. These are the new Freewell, the locking VNDs. And I absolutely love this. I just did a video on this recently. This is my new system, but I absolutely love these filters. This is a 3 to 7 stop variable ND with a circular polarizer built in, and then I can add another ND32 to that to make it a 7 to 10 stop if I really need it. But I mean, this is so lightweight and so packable and portable and tough with their cases and everything. This is the only filter that I need, and I can take this for 99.999, 100% of the time I'm ever going to need filters. This is it for me. And so I don't need to take the case or anything like that. I can just throw this in a bag or in my pocket or whatever. But that's my filter. That always stays in my bag and in my car, and I just, oh, they're fantastic. All right, well, that's it for camera gear. So aside from probably the 16 to 35 for landscape, the main stuff, the two main things I'm gonna be using are this right here. So the OM1 Mark II with the 50 to 200 and the R5 Mark II with my 500 f4. I do have a teleconverter on there right now, 1.4. It usually lives on there, though when I'm out there in the Tetons and stuff, like in the mornings and evenings, I usually take the teleconverter off. That's it for camera stuff though. That covers all of my needs. And then for vlogging, I just have the Osmo, the Pocket 3, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna be taking. Of course, I have some tripods and stuff. You know, a monopod, I'll be taking my monopod. I don't use it all the time, but I do like to have it with this, especially if I know that I'm gonna be there for a while and I want some video and low light and stuff like that. The monopod really helps out. I have a video on that monopod too if you're curious, and I'll have the links for all this kind of stuff in the description. But that's the iFootage, the Cobra 3 Strike monopod, I believe that's the one it is, and their video head, whatever. I have no idea what the name of that video head is, but it's a great video head. I like it a lot. I use it on different sticks and stuff like that. I switch legs and use it for actual video tripod work. So that's a great video head. So this video isn't sponsored, but if you like what I'm doing, if you're picking up what I'm putting down and you want to support the channel, definitely check out the Patreon, the channel memberships. Those are both great ways to support the channel and get a little extra out of it too on the back end there. Affiliate links are always great. I really appreciate when you use those. They help out massively. And then of course the workshops, if you want hands-on and you want to hang out with me and you want to learn all this stuff and see some amazing wildlife, check out my workshops. They're always a great time. Bosque is coming up all winter long. I'll be running my Bosque private workshops. So if you want to come hang out with me here in New Mexico and see some amazing bird and wildlife stuff, it's world renowned. It's an amazing time. December's filling up fast, but I've got late November all the way through mid-February is when I run those workshops. So you can check those out. Email me if you have any questions about wanting to take a private workshop or, you know, scheduling or any of that. All right, it's try time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.